So, being different is difficult sometimes. And I was reminded of that because earlier this week I posted a video to Twitter that I took on my way to the dentist, of all places. And on my way, I noticed multiple vehicles, including multiple City of Philadelphia vehicles or municipal, government-owned vehicles, parked on the sidewalk and in the bike lane. And normally I see that like all the time. And normally I don't do anything, but this particular time I took a video, I posted it to Twitter, got lots of responses. Minority of the responses were very unkind, um, and insinuated that by just pointing out that I saw this, that I'm crying, I'm a crybaby, the whole victimhood thing, and that I'm immature and unmanly because I took the video on my bike, right? I wasn't walking, I wasn't driving, I was on my bike. And even though I know that that's not true, it still is frustrating to read somebody say something about me personally like that publicly. And I think it's important for us to acknowledge that even when we know that the mean things that people are saying about us aren't true, it still hurts. I don't think it's healthy for us to pretend that something that is hurtful isn't hurtful. Because we need to be able to deal with those things in a healthy way in life. For me, as a Christian, as a follower of Jesus Christ, that's something that I know I have to be prepared to deal with, because whether it's believing in the literal bodily resurrection of Jesus Christ, or the necessity of faith in Jesus Christ, or even things like, biblical Christian sexual ethics, there's always going to be somebody who thinks I'm ridiculous and is going to be willing to say that in an unkind way publicly. And we have to be willing to endure that. We have to be willing to be different even when other people don't like it. But I think part of the way that we endure that is acknowledging that it is frustrating. It's been almost a year since I got rid of my last car. And so I bike most of the places that I go. That's my primary mode of transportation. When I had a car, I would have thought that being carless, the most frustrating part or the most difficult part would be the inconvenience of being able to drive everywhere. And that is not the worst part at all. I love biking everywhere. I did it through the winter and it was still great, even in the cold. I think the most frustrating, the most difficult part has been being different from everyone else. Most people in the United States who are in their 30s, either they own a car or they simply are not in an economic position to have a car. And so there's a lot of unspoken and sometimes spoken stigma around people who don't have cars, even in a city like Philadelphia that, compared to most cities in the United States, is pretty transit rich and is pretty navigable without a car. And so, yeah, that being different, even though I've had to deal with different forms of being different all my life, like being a Christian, being homeschooled through elementary school, just different things, even just the way I think sometimes is different from the people around me. But when I saw that on Twitter, when I saw those responses, it kind of irked me. And I felt like I should talk about it. So I'm talking about it. I'm trying to get back into posting more on social media. Still trying to figure out what like my lane is and what I want to share with the world. And trying to figure out the right mix of sharing the most important thing with the world, which is the good news of Jesus Christ, and also some of the other random stuff that's rattling around in my head. And a lot of that lately has had to do with like transportation and that type of stuff. So yeah, it's a very long video. It's almost 5 minutes that I've been rambling on. So I'm going to stop now. But leave your comments about what you think about or maybe your experiences of being different and having people come at you for it, and how you handle that. And do you think it's okay to acknowledge that it hurts, even when it's not something that's a big deal, even when it's something that is not true? It's still frustrating. So yeah, let's talk about it. Peace.